So hello and very good evening everyone. We'll start with this internship meeting. So first of all, I would like to convey that today many of you may have received mail like your task email or schedule presentation. If it is not from your domain, you can ignore it. And if it is from your domain and you have scheduled it or you have asked for the new task, then you can follow those mails. But if they are from the different domain or you have got a task that you have already completed, you can ignore those mails. Okay, so with that, we'll start with today's internship meeting. So I have some hand raised. Okay, I'll just check the name. Okay, first is Ganesh Kalyankar.
Hello.
Yeah, very good evening.
Good evening.
What is your topic?
Sir, control structures in JavaScript. Sorry, disabled screen sharing.
Can you share your screen? Can you share your email?
Yes, sir. सर एक्चुअली ये मेरे को कल आया था इसका प्रेजेंटेशन के लिए इनवाइट, और आज एक और इनवाइट आया, 2 इनवाइट आ गए।
उसमें डेट लिखा था क्या?
नहीं, डेट नहीं लिखा था।
डेट नहीं लिखा था तो आई बिलीव एक्चुअली तुम्हारा ना रॉन्ग ये हो गया और जावा वेब एप्लीकेशन हो गया तुम्हारा। ठीक है, इम्प्लीमेंटिंग फॉर द जावा वेब। और इसके कंट्रोल स्ट्रक्चर के अंदर कोई डेट नहीं था ना?
नहीं, इसमें कोई डेट नहीं।
तो तुमको फिर से ना शेड्यूल करना होगा। फिर से क्लिक करो शेड्यूल प्रेजेंटेशन कर, ठीक है?
ठीक, और सर मैंने किया था तो वापस से उसका जावा का ही आ गया, मतलब जो
वो कुछ तो इशू है इसके अंदर सर्वर के अंदर कोड का। कल से इशू था, वो आज सर ने फिक्स किया है। तो कल जो तुमको मेल आएगा ना अटेंडेंस का, कल के मेल वाले के लिंक से करना, ठीक है?
ठीक है सर।
तो फिर हो जाएगा तुम्हारा कल या परसों में। ऐसे 7 बजे ज्वाइन करो, फर्स्ट ले लेंगे तुम्हारा।
ठीक है सर।
ओके, सो नेक्स्ट इज निकिता चौधरी.
Yes. Hello, sir.
Yeah, very good evening. What is your topic?
Creating an experiment on Azure machine learning. So, can you see my screen, sir?
Yeah, I can see your screen. You can let me know.
So, good evening, everyone. My name is Nikita Chaudhary, and I'm an intern at Hackveda. And the project name Design and Implement Data Science Solutions Azure. So, today I would like to give a presentation on my task, which was to create and run an experiment in Azure machine learning. So, let's get started with it. So the topics which we are going to cover in today's presentation are as follows. What is cloud computing? What is Microsoft Azure? A machine learning workspace, task description, and the demo explanation of my task, and finally the conclusion and references. Yeah. So to begin with, we know that today cloud computing applications and platforms are rapidly growing across all the industries. So they are serving as the IT infrastructure, which drives the new digital businesses. We know that there are many cloud computing platforms available. Among them, the two platforms which permeate the cloud computing industry are the Amazon Web Services and the Microsoft Azure. So we know that AWS is the largest cloud computing platform. However, Microsoft Azure is the fastest growing, and it is the second largest platform, which is going to take over AWS sooner. So first thing to start to mind is what is cloud computing. So cloud computing, it is a technology which provides access to various computing resources over the internet. All you need to do is use a computer or mobile device to connect to your cloud service provider through the internet. Once you are connected, you get access to the computing resources like may include the serverless computing, virtual machines, the storage, and various other things. Yeah. So basically, the cloud service providers have massive data centers which contain hundreds of services, storage systems, and components, which are crucial for like many kinds of organizations. These data centers are in the secure locations, and they store like a large amount of data. Also, the cloud computing can be used for various purposes like like machine learning, data analysis, storage, and backup. Also, streaming data content, and so much more. Coming to the Microsoft Azure, like what is Microsoft Azure? It is basically a cloud computing platform which is operated by Microsoft itself. It is an online portal which basically allows you to access and manage all the cloud services and resources which are provided by Microsoft. All the services include storing your data and transforming it depending on the user requirements. It also provides the access and management and development of applications and services via the data centers which are distributed all over the world. It is a huge collection of servers and networking hardware which runs a complex set of distributed applications. Microsoft Azure uses a large-scale virtualization at Microsoft data centers worldwide and also offers more than 600 services. So as we discussed in the previous slide, that Azure is a cloud computing platform and an online portal. The services and resources which it provides include the storing of data and transforming it and everything. As you can see here through the picture, you can easily like relate to the theory which we covered in the previous slide, that it is basically an interface between the user and various resources such as the virtual machine storage, etc. So these are some things which one must know about Microsoft Azure, that it was launched on 1st Feb 2010, which is significantly a bit later than its main competitor, which is the Amazon Web Services. Next, it is free to start and it follows a paid per use model, which means that you only pay for the services which you opt for. Next is like 80% of the Fortune 500 companies, they use the Microsoft Azure services for their cloud computing needs. Next, the Azure supports multiple programming languages, including Java, Node.js, and C#, etc. Another benefit of the Azure is like the number of data centers which we has all around the world. Like there are 42 Azure data centers which are spread all over the globe, and which is like we can say that it is the highest number of data centers for any cloud platform. Now these are the various services provided by Azure. It provides like more than 200 services, which are basically divided into 18 different categories. You can see here that the categories include computing, networking, storage, IoT, artificial intelligence, and other machine learning services. Yeah. So next, talking about the uses of Azure. Like now, as we have known about Azure and its services which it provides, the use of Azure is like for application development. You can create any web application in Azure. Next is testing. After developing an application successfully on the platform, you can test it on the Azure platform. Next is the application hosting. Like after we have developed the application and the testing is done, Azure basically helps you to host the application on a platform. Next is creating the virtual machines. You can create virtual machines in like any configuration which the user wants with the help of Azure. Then we can you can integrate and sync various features, like Azure lets you integrate and sync the virtual devices and directly. Next comes the collecting and storing metrics, which basically it means that it lets you collect and store the metrics which can help you find what works for your application or what the project which you're working on. Next is the virtual hard drives, which is known as VHD. These are basically the extensions of the virtual machines itself, and they provide a huge amount of data storage. So next, talking about the machine learning workspace. So a workspace is a fundamental resource for machine learning in the Azure machine learning. We can use a workspace to experiment, train, and deploy the machine learning models. It is a tool which makes it easier to develop and run the artificial intelligence algorithms without needing to have a deep understanding about the technology. Like for using the workspace, you don't need to have any detailed understanding of the technology which has been used in the algorithms. It makes it easier for a beginner to use. So that it simply means that. Um, then it provides a graphical interface for data visualization, which is a suite of pre-built machine learning algorithms and tools for data preparation and model evaluation. So with the Microsoft Learning Workspace, you can quickly create the machine learning model and train it, then deploy them to the production environments with just a few clicks. This makes it an ideal solution for companies that want to leverage the power of machine learning, but they don't have the expertise or like the resources to build and manage the infrastructure themselves. So what basically it is to work with a workspace. So the machine learning tasks, they read or write the artifacts to your workspace. The activities which they perform include like to run an experiment for training the model, which means that to write a job and run the results to the workspace. Then it uses the automated ML train your model according to your data set, which writes the training results to the workspace. Next is registering a model in the workspace. Fourth comes the deployment, which uses the registered model to create a deployment. Further, it creates and runs the reusable workflows. Then it views the machine learning artifacts such as the job pipelines, models, deployments, etc. And finally, after the creation of the experiments in your workspace, it tracks and monitors the models which you have used to train your data set. So coming to my task, I had a task to create and run an experiment in Azure machine learning. So this was basically the task description. I had to create a workspace in my Azure machine learning and create an experiment and upload data to the workspace and reprocess my data using a smooth-level machine learning algorithm. So I would like to proceed with the task demonstration. Yes. So can you see my screen right now? The demonstration screen?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So here, as you can see, this is the interface of the Azure machine learning. And this is the workspace which I have created, named my first workspace. So after clicking on my first workspace, it will direct me to this page which shows the experiment which I've created, named the test job. Yeah, so this is the name of my experiment. Here it shows the completed status and the data set which I had used for this experiment. Here it gives the details about the algorithm which has been used for training my data set with the model, and yeah, all the summary of the model which I have used. So first, let us look into the data set which I had used, which is the diabetes data set. Yeah, after going in the explore option, we can see here that the data set, it is in the tabular form and it has been divided into like rows and columns, depicting the age, sex, BMI, BP, and several other measures as well, which is quite a huge data set. Yeah. So here you can see the basic summary of the data set. Coming back to the experiment, here is the algorithm, the model summary. You can see here the algorithm name is voting ensemble. After clicking here, it will direct you to a page which gives you the various details of the algorithm. So basically, the voting ensemble method, it is like a type of ensemble method which combines the predictions of multiple models by the process of voting. So you can see here these are the multiple models, and it has considered all the different models, and it has given its own prediction. Yeah. So here after here you would see all the various other metrics, the the value which we have got, like the root mean square error, the normalized root mean square error, etc. So basically the normalized root mean square error, it relates the root mean square error to the observed range of variables. So therefore, like normalized root mean square, it can be interpreted as like fraction of the overall range that is like typically resolved by the model. Yeah. So here you can see graph of the normalized root mean square error under the job section, which I have created, like the experiments which I have created. This here is a graph of normalized root mean square, which gives the value of 0.13, and this is the graph of mean absolute error, which gives the value 2.64. And here is the name of my experiment and the status, which is shown as completed. Yeah, that's it. So that was it for my demonstration. So I will like to conclude that through this presentation, we have successfully acquired the knowledge of doing what's cloud computing, knowing about the Microsoft Azure and its machine learning workspace, also how to create a machine learning workspace and an experiment or a job, then how to configure, train, and evaluate the performance of a model using a suitable algorithm. So these are the various references which I have browsed through. Yeah. So thank you, everyone. And if any questions, you are free to ask any questions if anyone has.
Are you done with your presentation?
Yes, sir.
Because overall, I would say you have improved quite a lot. Okay. You had a good PPT, the design was good, the content was good. There was proper flow chart and diagrams. Although some slides had some amount of text, but that is negligible. You had marked the important point in those slides. Okay. But with respect to your demo presentation, those skills are need to be improved. I think it should be more simplified so that people from different domain or newbies can easily understand. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Although you did a really good job at explaining, you explained everything, but still, I believe it can be more simplified. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Overall, I would say it was good. You had Q&A, reference, and conclusion included. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, actually, I had a doubt regarding the task.
Yeah.
Like not this task, but I've received an email today, like 3 emails regarding 3 different tasks. And the deadline to complete all those 3 tasks is like scheduled on the 6th of April. So I don't know, I'm confused regarding that.
If it is not, if it is not from your domain, you can ignore it. But if it is from your domain and you have received multiple tasks, then you can start with one. We will change the deadline of next one. Okay. And if it is
Okay, sir.
necessary, suppose the task is too big, you think the deadline is not good, we will analyze what the task is, and then we can increase the your deadline. Okay.
Yes, sir. Also, I had got the like to present those data. I have got the date of today, like that is the 30th of March. So I had total 3 or 4 presentations lined for the same date. And this task which I
Okay.
presented today, which was actually scheduled last Thursday.
Okay. You can give it later. Okay, when your task is complete.
Okay, sir.
We will change the deadline.
Okay, sir.
Please post your email. I will note it down. Okay. Okay, then we can move on to next person. That is Tejal Patil.
Hello,
Yeah, very good. Very
sir. I have actually joined through two device.
Yeah. Then present. However you want. You want me to turn the mic on for the other also?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I have given the permission.
My screen visible, sir?
Your voice is too low.
Hello.
Wait. Yeah, now it is okay.
Is my screen visible, sir?
Yeah, it is as well.
So good evening, everyone. My name is Tejal. I'm from mobile app development. So my
Sorry to interrupt, Tejal. Can you turn your volume of your mic? It is not quite audible. Try to increase this. If it is not working, then continue.
Hello.
Yeah, now it is audible.
So good evening, everyone. My name is Tejal, and my task name is gathering requirements of TMHART project. So let's start. The first one is introduction. So I have taken the screenshot of TM Heart application. So TM Heart application is a basically physical activity, fitness activity tracker app, which tracks the user activity. And here we need to select the goal from various options. These apps need a various user information like name, age, height, weight, and gender. According to your profile, this app will select the maximum heart rate uh, that is suitable for you. So it notifies you if your heart rate reaches at the maximum heart rate while you are exercising. In this below, you can see the actual weight of the user and the extra weight gained by the user. So by using BMI calculator, this app easily predict the extra weight gained by the user. So next, the requirements of TM Hard application. So TM Hard application needs many software and hardware components to ensure the seamless performance of the app and to enhance the productivity. The first one is a smartwatch. We all know smartwatch is a wearable device that connects to your smartphone through Wi-Fi or mobile. It allows you to receive notification from your mobile and we can access many apps without having pull out your phone every time. So smartwatches come up with many technologies and sensors. So technology behind this device, first one is sensors. Those sensors is a basically IoT component that sends every changes occurred in a physical environment. So it takes as the input and send to the another device in the form of signal, and it sends everything like it can be a temperature sensor, heat, or any motion. The first one is accelerometer. This is a type of sensor which measures the user movement, and it can detect if they are walking, running, sitting, or standing still. So this accelerometer is used by various fitness tracker apps or also wearable device. Next one is a heart rate monitors. So this is a type of sensor, as this name suggests. It tracks the number of beat taken by your heart. So it takes it through your pulse and it checks every interval of time. Next one is a GPS. So GPS is a technology that tracks your location. It can easily predict where is the user available right now. So it is a sensor that tracks a user location. Next one is the software. So we are using various software, but Android Studio is a more usable platform. So it's rich in a application framework that allows to build innovative apps, and it has a various APIs that helps us to build various applications. So apart from this, we need also BMI calculator. So BMI calculator is a basically body mass index that measures the body fat based on the ratio of height and weight of the user. So apart from these requirements, we also need the user information like name, gender, age, height, and weight. By this, we can easily predict the user uh, as a we can easily predict heart rate, maximum heart rate of the user, and we can also tell them the extra weight gained by the user. So that's all about the requirements of TM Heart application. Thank you all of. So if you want to ask any question, you can.
Is that all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so your explanation made a lot of improvement. Okay, although your what we can say, your research was in depth on the core concepts. I would say you covered all the important points like sensors and everything. Okay,
Yeah.
but I believe your presentation could have been more well made. Okay, so with
Yes,
respect
sir.
to the formatting, it can be improved. But with respect to your research, the amount of content you have put, it was quality content. Okay, but
Okay,
you
sir.
need to work on your overall explanation part. Other than that, I would say it was okay. But next time include references and the conclusion. Okay,
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
yeah. Because when you have a research type project, then certainly do include the references. Okay,
Okay, sir. Yes.
so we'll move on to next person. That is Pratyush Hedaoo.
Am I audible and visible, sir?
Yeah, you are visible. What is the name of your
Yeah.
topic?
Control structures.
Okay, control section in Java. Yeah.
So should I go ahead? Yeah. So we are going to talk about control and loops. That means control structure and loops. So last time when I presented over here, so it was data types, variables, and operations. So what happens that once you combine these three, you always have something called as a statement. A statement is nothing, just an instruction written in any language. It can be JavaScript, it can be C++, or any other else. So basically, we are going to cover two topics: that's control structures, and then there is loops. So basically, when we talk about control structures, there are control structures and loops. So what happened is that if we can subcategorize them. So when we talk about
Sorry
structures,
to
there
interrupt,
is
Pratyush.
if
Sorry, are you sharing the screen? The screen is
am I
visible.
not sorry?
No.
Sorry, sir. I'm really
Okay,
sorry.
you
This
can
is embarrassing.
start again.
Can you see it, sir?
Yeah, now it is visible.
So we are going to talk about control structures, which includes some control structures and loops. So when we talk about control structures, it's all about three types: if else, and if else, and else if. And when we talk about loop, is while, do while, and for. So the big question is, why do we need loops? Because obviously, when you write a program, it consists of different types of statements, and sometimes decision making needs to be done, which we will see in the further slides. When you need to make a decision that if this happens, you have to do this or you have to do that. So that's when these control structures come in for, because a program should be dynamic enough to respond in dynamic situation circumstances. So that's the logic behind control structures. So when we talk about control structures for the first half, it's if, else, and else if. So we're gonna see one by one. So when we talk about if, it's just a thing ki, if this happens, I rather love to demonstrate it. So this is a program. It says display good day if hours is less than 18 hours, which is 6 p.m. So it displays good evening because if we are gonna see the program, it actually displays good evening, which is the default setting. Abhi main, if suppose if I do this on 20, that's 8 p.m. It's 7:30 right now. So if you're gonna see this, it's gonna come up to good day, because obviously the value of 18 is changed to 20. So what I'm trying to say is ki, the setting remains default if the value is not true. If the value is not true, the settings remain default, and if it gets true, it displays what it displays. So where we need if loops. So basically, this is the use case of that, and then comes the else part. So when it comes to the else part, it's not the else part can't exist if there is no if. So if and else, they go hand in hand. So when do we need if else? When there are two options in any kind of a program, you're going to need if else. So basically, I'm going to say that, but if the hour is greater than 10, then it says good else it says good evening. So we're going to see it. This is the if else.html. So it says good evening because the time is 7 right now. So this is the if else statement, and else statement doesn't exist if there is no if. So here we go back. Then it comes to else if. So this is the slides actually. If else statement. So when it comes to if else statement, I demonstrated how does it work. So basically, it's if there is an alternate condition to be executed if the first condition is not true. Now we move ahead. Else if. So you must be thinking why there is an else if where there is if else. So if else if has a bit of a different role when it comes to if else. That is when you have more than two options. So when we have 3 options or 5 options, which we are going to see, we try to execute it with else if. So this is the thing. We have 3 options here. So we are going to see what kind of result we are going to get. Its time is actually 90. That's 7 p.m. So we should get the result as good day. So let's see. So I was right. It's printed as a good day. So to conclude for these statements is that when we need a particular condition to be true, we use the if statement where when there are 2 options that should be executed on a particular condition, we go for if else, and where there are more than 2 options to be executed, then we go for else if. So that ends the first part of the presentation. Now the second presentation is loops. So when we talk about loops, there are 2 main kinds of loops. So first of all, I would like to make you understand why do we need loops. So loops are needed when you want to repeat a particular type of an instruction with little or no changes. For example, we need to print a table of 10 or 2, let's say. So what we're going to do is we are going to write the particular value. We're going to instruct is I is equals to I plus 2, and then we are going to run it 10 times. So when we need a particular instruction to be executed multiple times with little changes, we use loops. So here are two particularly most common loops, while and do while loop. The reason why I wrote them together is because they are kind of related, but they are a bit different somehow, that we're going to see in ahead. So first of all, we are going to demonstrate while loop. So while loop loops through a block of code as long as the specified condition is true. So now what does it say that? So we're going to have a look on the program plus. This is while.html. So like what you see, if I is going to be greater than 10, then this number will move one. When I is going to be smaller than 10, this loop is going to move forward. मतलब जब इसका value 10 से just पहले रुक जाएगा. So what happens is that if you're gonna see, so ये loop 0 से चालू होके 9 तक गया. So this is the power of while loop. It executes when the condition is not true. But as you can observe, like this loop won't be executed until and unless the situation is true. So to counter that, there is a do while loop as well. So what do while loop does over while loop, it runs in a similar manner, but what it does is it executes the loop for once, at least once. So basically, if we have one can understand that their program isn't like running fully wrong. It's just a part of its program that's been in a default. So we're going to see an example of do while loop also. So here is the thing. So do this, and then while I is greater than equal to 5. So we have an output over here. Do while. So it ran 10 4. So this is the do while loop, and there we have the for loop. So for loop is that the switch expression is evaluated once, and the value is compared with the values of each case. And if there is a match, the associated block of code is executed, and if there is no match, the default block of code is executed, which is normal. So as you can see, for the for loop, there are these conditions written as well. So as you can see, for has 3 components: the starting point, the change in the for loop, and then the condition which has to be stopped. So your for loop depends on 3 C characters, else you can't operate a for loop. So this is the for loop thing, and we can do a bit of comparison between for loop and while loop, because what the while loop does and for loop does is actually kind of a same role, but for has 3 different parameters for which it runs. And at last, I want to talk about the switch statement. The switch statement is used to perform basics action in different conditions. So it compares to itself for once, and if it's not true, there is this thing called as break, where it breaks. Break statement. So where is switch? So we did it on basis of the days, which days: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever the day is. So we have the switch output over here. So today is Thursday, so the output came well because we use this function get day, new day, get day. So this is for the switch statement, and that's it. When we need to conclude with what we have started our presentation earlier, that there are times when we need to make important decisions in the given programs, and it has to be done using some statements. We have gone through the statements right now, and loops are used when you have to repeat an operation several times, some change. So by the way, I am Pratyush. I forgot to introduce myself because I had a kind of a rough start. So I'm Pratyush, and thank you for listening to my presentation. I will take questions. Thank you. Sir, I'm done.
Okay. Are you done?
Yeah.
So see, I would say you have improved a lot from the last time. Okay, with respect to the overall explanation part, you have improved a lot. Okay, but you have some room for improvement with respect to the delivery. Okay, we have a flow when we are doing a presentation, because see, your content was really good. You had proper one-liners, you had proper explanation, and it was really well done that you have a working example for each and every point that you are making. Okay, but again, when I'm saying a delivery, that means see, currently your screen is not in a slideshow view. I can see your presentation editor. You don't want your viewers to see this. Okay, See, it is okay
Yeah.
in a when you are new, but after doing one or two presentation, it is a bad habit to have it. Okay, I always have it
Sure.
in a slideshow view. What it does is, suppose I'm watching this in a mobile phone, so all the people who are watching this in a mobile phone, they will not have a proper visibility. Okay, and
Got
some of
it.
the slide you have a proper one liner, say if else or something. Okay, say they only have one liner, so they look quite empty. Always have some kind of diagram to make it more interactive. Okay,
Sure.
and for your demo, you had a demo, but it was on a corner of your screen, very little text. It was not quite visible. Always, you can zoom in to that particular slide. It will enhance the visibility, and it will enhance overall experience of your presentation.
Got it.
Because once your explanation and content become really good, we can only care about your delivery. Okay, and if you
Yeah.
improve that, I can say that you will become a really great presenter. Okay, so with respect to content, it was good. You need some kind of practice or improvement in terms of flow and delivery. Overall, it was a really great presentation. Okay,
Yeah. Thank you.
yeah, so we'll move on to next person, that is Aditya Kadam.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. Hello. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you are audible.
So I have got a mail presentation for control structure in JavaScript.
Okay.
But today I'm going to explain present Django. Presentation of Django.
Are you currently doing the control structure task?
Yes, sir. But as you said
Okay.
before, you can give presentation on Django instead of.
I'm just confirming. You
Yeah.
can give presentation for this channel. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Please continue.
Let me share screen. So good evening, everyone. My name is Aditya Kadam. So now today I will present project TM Blood Report Management Manager. So before going into deep, we need to little know about what is Django. So this is the content for this presentation. So let's know about what is Django. So Django is a Python framework that makes it easier to create website using Python. Django was invented by Lawrence General Word in 2003, and Django follows the MVT design pattern. So MVT stands for Model View Template. So let's know about model. What is model? The model provides data from the database. Basically, it uses ORM to deliver data. ORM stands for Object Relational Mapping. The most common way to extract data from the database is SQL. Uh, the SQL, but there is problem with SQL, so that you have to have pretty good understanding of database database structure to be able to work work with it. So the model are usually located in file called model.py. So let's know about a view. What is view? A view is function or method that takes HTTP request as an argument and import the relevant models and finds out what data to send to the templates and returns the final result. So basically, it is located in a file called view.py. Then the template is a file where you describe how the result should be represented. The template of application is located in a folder named templates. So, so let's move on to the next slide. Next slide. What is project and what challenges it solves? So this project is made for dietitian who analyze the blood report for their patient and give them advice accordingly. The patient shows the blood report to the doctor, and doctor recommends the medicine. Now, if the doctor asks for a past report, so different labs have different format for showing the result. So it is very difficult for doctor to maintain centralized format. we should have their reports and know about their past, what type of diet he takes. So this was about our challenges of doctor was facing from. So now I'm going to let you know. Now I'm going to let you know how we solve these challenges. So let's move on to the next slide. So for that we made use of AI in order to extract information from different diagnostic reports and arrange them into the center standards format, and then making a comparison of patient history. So what we did, we made Python script to extract the information from PDF, which is already given. So for good understanding, I'm going to show you how the project works. So this is a reference. If you listen, so let's move on to the. So as this website is deployed on AWS cloud, so I have opened this website from the IP address. You can see here. This is as you can see in the on the screen. This is the homepage of this project. So where you can add patient as well as search patient, which is already present in database. So first we will add patient, then their documents, and we will create comparison of this document. So for comparison, there is a need to have more than 2 documents for comparison only. So we'll add first patient. Let's give first name of this patient. This give a list. So this is a profile page of the present patient, where you can see the all about patient. So after that, we're going to add a document of this patient. So let's add document. Patient one. Let's stop. So before clicked on upload, I am going to tell you how does it work when you clicked on it. So when you clicked on it, the selected document will go to the main function, which is present in process.py. So it will give a data in the form of list. So this it will give you the data in the form of list. So let's click on upload. It will take some time. So because of network, I'm unable to show you the generated report. Yes. But there is another patient who has more than two documents. So we will see the comparison of that. So let's go to the search patient, Raju Yakani. Click on this. Yes, sir. So you can see here the comparison of two the two documents, comparison of two documents, and here is the result. Yes, sir, this was about the demo of this project. So let's move on to the conclusion. The conclusion. So, sir, I would like to share my experience while doing this project. I learned many things about this framework. The best, the best which I can share, the best which I can share is that I develop more interest in Django. So for that, I would like to thank Devanshi Shukla sir for giving me this opportunity. So anyone of you having a question about related this topic, so they can ask me. Sir, hello sir. Hello sir, I am done.
Yeah. I was just looking at chat. Okay, so overall, I would say your presentation was good. The explanation was good, I would say, but in terms of your PPT, there is not enough content. Okay, looking at how big the project is, I think the content is not that good. You need more in-depth content inside your PPT, because suppose after your presentation is done and after some other day I am looking at your PPT, then I wouldn't know that you worked on really big website. Okay, so have more content in the PPT. It is not that in depth, I would say, but I would say with respect to your explanation, it was good. Okay, your explanation was good, but your demo, what happened to the demo? It's, you said that it is not working due to network.
Yes
Hello,
sir.
Aditya.
Hello. Yes sir, for that moment only. After that, it is working properly.
Can you show me?
Okay sir. Wait. So here, this is the comparison of.
This is what report for different user, right?
Yes sir. Different report. Different report.
Upload the document and show the working.
Okay. Wait sir. Upload another document. Where is? Okay. Let's see. Lifeline. Lifeline. Oh.
Do you not have any indicator that says that upload has completed?
Okay sir. Wait sir. It is. Don't see. So let me try by doing by creating another.
Can you check in the EC instances if the upload is if the document is uploaded and some process is going on? See,
Yes
what is
sir.
happening with your what are you doing? You are uploading a document, right?
So there is a issue. There is a issue with my network, sir.
See,
I
not
couldn't.
with a network. Tell me, are you uploading a document in a server, right?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, then what happens after that?
तो लोडिंग आ रहा है बहुत वेट करो देखता हूँ एक बार
आदित्य, आप
ट्राई
अपना जब
करता हूँ
डॉक्यूमेंट जब आप सर्वर के ऊपर अपलोड कर रहे हो, ठीक है, तो सर्वर
या
पर
यस
अपलोड
सर
होने के बाद क्या हो रहा है? प्रोसेस क्या
हाँ
है
उसके
उसका?
बाद सर वो एक टेबल आता है
और कैसे
वो
आ कैसे रहा है
पर्टिकुलर
वो?
रिपोर्ट तो टेबल नहीं आ रहा है सिर्फ लोडिंग ही आ रहा है फिर से दिखा
अरे मतलब
आता है
टेबल
वो
आएगा ना, तो टेबल आने का प्रोसेस क्या है?
टेबल हाँ वो वाला सर वो तो कोड है वो बताओ
कोड मत दिखाओ, एक्सप्लेन
तो
कर दो ना कैसे होता है।
हाँ मतलब वो सर वो जो डॉक्यूमेंट आप हम अपलोड करते हैं तो वो मेन फंक्शन में डियर मतलब एक दो प्रोसेस डॉट पाई करके एक फाइल है, तो उधर एक उसके अंदर एक मेन फंक्शन है, तो वो डॉक्यूमेंट उधर जाता है। फिर वो जो मेन फंक्शन है उधर वो हम लोग को पहले से दिया है, मीन्स बैकएंड से दिया हुआ है कि ये इसका यूज करो और तो आपको रिजल्ट मिलेगा। तो वो लिस्ट में रिजल्ट ये करता है, रिटर्न करता है। पर तो उसका यूज करके
कैसे करता है वो?
सर वो तो
अरे कैसे करेगा वो, आपने अंडरस्टैंड नहीं किया? आप एक अपलोड कर रहे हो डॉक्यूमेंट, ठीक है? तो वो
हाँ यस
डॉक्यूमेंट
सर,
या तो पीडीएफ फाइल होगा या तो इमेज फाइल होगा, राइट?
यस सर,
और फिर वो उसको एनालाइज कर रहा है, उसमें से टेक्स्ट एक्सट्रैक्ट कर रहा है, राइट?
यस सर, यस सर,
So what we are doing is called natural language processing. We are extracting the text and then we are processing that text, right?
यस
So
सर,
your process.py. See, in any of your document, first thing that runs is the main function. Okay, always, whether it is Java or this, always it is a best practice that main function runs first. Okay, everything starts
ओके
from there because that is the main function. That is why it is called main function, and then it goes to different function. Okay, so you have a file
यस
called
सर,
process.py, right? And then main functions
यस सर,
takes the file. After that, it
यस सर, यस सर,
extracts the text, right?
यस,
टेक्स्ट
हाँ यस सर,
एक्सट्रैक्ट करने के
द
बाद
फॉर्म
वो
ऑफ लिस्ट,
जो भी रहेगा वो रहेगा, उसका जो
हाँ
भी
यस
डेटा
सर,
रहेगा वो एक में लिस्ट में आ जाएगा। एक कॉलम रहेगा, कॉलम तुम्हारा लिस्ट हो गया, उसके अंदर सारे डेटा आ जाएंगे, राइट?
हाँ
यही हो
यस
रहा है
सर,
ना?
बिल्कुल,
तो जब आप
हाँ
अपलोड कर
हाँ
रहे हो तो इसके अंदर कोई इंडिकेटर है कि अपलोड कंप्लीट हो गया? बिकॉज अगर हमको ये मालूम पड़ जाएगा कि अगर आप अपलोड कंप्लीट हो गया मतलब तुम्हारे साइड से तो सही है, नेटवर्क का इशू नहीं है, जो भी इशू आ रहा है सर्वर में आ रहा है, मतलब फाइल तुम्हारी प्रोसेस नहीं हो रही है, बस अपलोड हो गया है, तो ये कुछ पता लग सकता है हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है?
सर। जब डॉक्यूमेंट अपलोड होता है तब ये तब हम ना दूसरे पेज पे जाते हैं, तो ये हो रहा नहीं है।
दूसरे पेज पे तो
जब
तुम्हारा
लास्ट
डायरेक्ट
टाइम,
आउटपुट दिखेगा ना?
हाँ आ गया आ गया, नहीं सर,
हाँ, ये पूछ रहा हूँ।
ये पर्टिकुलर डॉक्यूमेंट, यस,
ओके।
तो पर्टिकुलर डॉक्यूमेंट का ही है। और कंपैरिजन का जो आउटपुट है वो जब अपन इधर सबमिट कर दे तब जो लेटेस्ट लेटेस्ट 5 डॉक्यूमेंट रहेगा उसका कंपैरिजन आएगा और रिजल्ट के साथ, मतलब इम्प्रूवमेंट हुआ है कि नहीं।
ओके, सो ये
तो
जो
ये
तुम्हें
जो
मिला है,
पर्टिकुलर डॉक्यूमेंट के
हाँ जी, ये आपको जो मिला है इसका कोड आपने अंडरस्टैंड किया कैसे हो रहा है?
प्रोसेस डॉट पाई का मेन जो सर
हाँ,
ने किया था,
किया आपने अंडरस्टैंड?
हाँ सर किया था, बट इतना थोड़ा बहुत इतना समझा नहीं डीप में।
तो बेसिकली आर्किटेक्चर समझा सकते हो कैसे चल रहा है काम उसमें?
सर कोड ओपन करना पड़ेगा।
तो आपका टास्क क्या था मेन, तो फ्रंट एंड बनाना था क्या?
नहीं नहीं सर, पूरा मतलब जो सर मैंने तो ये टास्क में सर जैंगो पूरा मतलब फंडामेंटल सीखा, मतलब मॉडल क्या रहता है, यूआरएस क्या कैसे
आप
एचटीटीपी
सुनिए,
वो
सुनिए,
सब।
आपका मेन टास्क क्या है? आपका मेन टास्क ये था कि कोई भी डॉक्यूमेंट अपलोड होगा, उसका टेक्स्ट एक्सट्रैक्ट होगा, उसका हमको डेटा दिखेगा, उसको कंपेयर करेंगे, राइट?
कंपेयर, यस यस,
तो
दैट वाज,
ये डेटा आपका दिख गया, आपने डॉक्यूमेंट अपलोड किया तो ठीक है,
यस सर,
ये
हाँ
आपका मेन टास्क है। तो डेटा अपलोड होने के बाद वो एक्सट्रैक्ट कैसे हो रहा है, प्रोसेस कैसे हो रहा है, वो दिख कैसे कर रहा है, ये तो मेन प्रोसेस है ना आपका, ये अंडरस्टैंड करना है ना? या फिर ये अंडरस्टैंड करना है कि मतलब अपलोड कैसे बनाना है, अपलोड कैसे करना है, फ्रंट एंड कैसे बनाना है, या फिर ओवरऑल स्ट्रक्चर कैसे चल रहा है जेंगो का, ये करना है कि ये
हाँ
करना
सर,
है,
तो पूरा ओवरऑल
या
स्ट्रक्चर
फिर दोनों करना है?
बहुत, सर दोनों करना है मुझे तो।
ठीक है, ठीक है,
कोशिश की थी मैं पूरा वो प्रोसेस डॉट पाई में क्या क्या है, मतलब कैसे अपलोड हुआ है, पर इतना कुछ मतलब डीप में समझा नहीं।
ठीक है,
बाकी
चलिए।
सर फंडामेंटल पूरा क्लियर है सर
हाँ, वो
टेंगो का।
जेंगो का आपको फंडामेंटल समझा, वो आपके प्रेजेंटेशन में मालूम पड़ा, बट
हाँ
यहाँ पे आप आके फंस गए थे ना डेमो में।
यस सर, हाँ
या
वो जो
सो
वो बैकएंड है उसका एक्सप्लेनेशन नहीं दिया था ना सर ने यूट्यूब में।
नो एक्सप्लेनेशन, सी वो नहीं देंगे तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि तुम नहीं फाइंड करोगे, ठीक है?
ओके
तुम्हारे
सर,
पास जब
हाँ
कोई एक कोड आया है तो उसके ऊपर किसी ने वर्क किया होगा, तो ये तुम्हारा काम है कि वो बोलते हैं ना, एक इसको बोलते हैं सेल्फ स्टडी, दैट यू आर डूइंग सम काइंड ऑफ सेल्फ स्टडी बाय योरसेल्फ, ओके? to understand what
Okay.
your project is completely overall. Because see, if your task was only to create a structure in a Django that will do this process.py thing, then you have done your task. But if your task was to understand from start to finish, then you didn't, I believe, explain the process.py. Okay. So work on that. I would say do some more in-depth research. Overall, in terms of Django, you did understand everything. You have created it. It is really nicely created. All the things are working. Okay, but understand what is going on under the hood. Okay, do some more
Okay.
in-depth research, and with respect to Q&A, you need to work on the Q&A point. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
should I give presentation again
Sorry.
for this? Should
No,
I
no.
give
You will
presentation
get
again
marks for
for this?
this. You will get marks for this.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, you can stop your presentation. So next is wait, just I have clicked on assign new task. I will set up presentation. See, if your task is you have been assigned new task, right? So you can give your presentation after your task is done. No, we go in order of raised hands. You have been waiting from yesterday, but here are people who are waiting from last week, from 7 days. Okay. You just need to join every day and wait for your turn. If you are in a hurry, then always you can do what the other people has done. Join at 7, raise your hand. Don't wait for me to say raise your hand. Just join at 7 and raise your hand. Then you will be early. We'll start with Gaurav Tomar.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
I am audible.
Yes, you're audible.
Good morning, sir. Good evening, sir. Sorry.
Yes, good evening.
I am from Data Engineer Group. My task was future prediction system. Can you
Please
please
share.
allow me?
Yeah.
Thank you. Sir, this is my task. My task is future location prediction system. Presented by Gaurav Tomar, and email address is today we are discussing about the prediction. Sir, basically prediction is not a thinking. The prediction is a judgment about what happen in future. Then we calculate the accuracy in this in my task. We can check now my index is this. My topic is future prediction system. About the topic, task description, link of data set, select that data we needed, flowchart, and flowchart is based on latitude and longitude. What is future location prediction system? तो इसमें हम बेसिकली क्या करते हैं, हम अलग अलग मशीन लर्निंग के एल्गोरिदम को हम यूज करते हैं, जिससे हमें पता चलता है कि हमारी एक्यूरेसी कितनी है जो हमने प्रिडिक्ट किया है, और हमारे उसके ना होने के एरर कितने कि वो ना हो पाएगा. तो सर करंट लोकेशन सर वेट सर सर हेलो.
Yeah, you can continue.
Sorry, sir. I'm sorry to interrupt you. सर माई करंट टास्क इज करंट लोकेशन एंड टाइम लर्निंग। तो सर हम इसमें देखते हैं कि हमारा जो इवेंट था वह हम किस दिन अपना इवेंट परफॉर्म करेंगे और उसको कितने उसके होने के एक्यूरेसी है या कितने उसके एरर। तो सर इस ये होता है कि हमारा फ्यूचर प्रिडिक्शन में कि हम लोकेशन डिसाइड करते हैं कि हमारी वो जो लोकेशन है वो ठीक है, उसकी एक्यूरेसी ठीक है या उसमें कितने एरर आएंगे। तो सर उसमें हमारा टास्क डिस्क्रिप्शन ये था। हमें टास्क दिया गया था कि हमें डाटा आईक्यू सर वी नीड टू डेवलप अ फ्यूचर लोकेशन प्रिडिक्शन सिस्टम, जिसमें हमें डाटा आईक्यू डाटा स्टूडियो की हेल्प से हमें ये करना था। तो सर इसमें हमारा जो डाटा सेट था वो ये हमारा लिंक था, हैकवेदा ने हमें प्रोवाइड करा था। सर हमारा लिंक हमें ट्रेलो से भी मिल सकता है। सर जो हमें लिंक भेजा था ईमेल आईडी पे हमें उससे भी मिल सकता है। सर जो हमारे इसमें फीचर जो इनपुट होंगे वो हमारे होंगे इवेंट टाइम स्टार्ट, इवेंट टाइम एंड, लॉन्गिट्यूड स्टार्ट, लैटिट्यूड स्टार्ट। और सर जो हमें डाटा की जो हमें ज़रूरत होगी वो ये होगा, जैसे हमें इसमें दे रखा है इवेंट टाइम स्टार्ट कब हुआ, हमारा इवेंट टाइम एंड कब हुआ, हमारा लैटिट्यूड स्टार्ट कब था, लॉन्गिट्यूड स्टार्ट कब था। तो सर हमारी इसमें कुछ मशीन लर्निंग के एल्गोरिदम यूज होती है। सर जैसे कि ये हो गई हमारी एक्स्ट्रा ट्री, लेस और लार्ज, ग्रैंड बूस्ट ट्री, सिंगल लेयर प्रिडिक्शन, डिसीजन टेस्ट, लॉजिस्टिक रेजिस्टेंस। सर इन सब एल्गोरिदम को हम यूज करके अपनी एरर्स और एक्यूरेसी को चेक करते हैं कि हमारा एरर कितना है और हमारी एक्यूरेसी कितनी है। सर हमारा ये फ्लो चार्ट जो मैंने बनाया था, सर हमने एक लोकल डाटा सेट लिया, उसमें हमने लैटिट्यूड को हमने पिक आउट करा और उसको ट्रेन करा। उसको सर जब हमने ट्रेन करा तो सर हमारा उससे कुछ एक्यूरेसी निकल के आई। तो सर हमने उससे एक्यूरेसी के बेस पे हमने उसी को और ज़्यादा ट्रेन करने के बाद हम उसको एसजी बूस्ट के थ्रू उसका हम लॉन्गिट्यूड ट्रेन करते हैं। सर हम इसको डायरेक्टली भी हम दोनों को एक साथ करके भी कर सकते हैं, जिसमें हम एंड टाइम स्टार्ट, एंड टाइम डेस्टिनेशन और एंड टाइम स्टार्ट डेस्टिनेशन को भी हम एक साथ कर सकते हैं। सर ये हमारे कुछ स्टेप अप्लाई होते हैं एमएल मॉडल्स में, जिसमें सर हमारा इंपोर्ट ऑल द नेसेसरी मॉडल्स क्या होते हैं, लोड द गिवन डेटा सेट, स्प्लिट हमें करना होता है। हमारा जो स्प्लिट होता है वो 80-20 के रेशो पे होता है, जिसमें हम 80% को हम ट्रेन करते हैं और 20% को हम टेस्ट करते हैं। सर जब हमारा डाटा ट्रेन हो जाता है तो हमें उसका एक स्कोर मिलता है। सर उस स्कोर को हम ग्राफ पे प्लॉट करते हैं और फिर हम सिलेक्ट करते हैं कि हमारा जो बेस्ट मॉडल है वो कौन सा है, कि हम बेस्ट एल्गोरिदम कौन सी यूज करके हम अपने डाटा सेट का हमारी प्रिडिक्शन को एक्सेप्ट कर सकते हैं। तो सर हमने क्या करा, लैटिट्यूड को हमने लिया। लैटिट्यूड सर ये मैं देख नहीं पा रहा ऊपर से कि ऊपर नाम क्या है। सर हमने इसमें लैटिट्यूड उसको लिया प्रिडिक्शन को, उसमें हमने लेस और लेस अप्लाई करा। तो सर उसमें हमारा जो एक्यूरेसी आई है, जो एवरेज एरर आया वो हमारा आया 0.00, मतलब सर बहुत कम आया है। और सर जो सेकंड जो हमारा ग्राफ प्लॉट हुआ है वो कुछ इस तरीके से हुआ है। स्टार्टिंग होती है हमारी 32.8 से और सर लास्ट जाता है 47.4, या सर इससे भी हो जाता है। सर हमने इसमें मैट्रिक्स और एक्सप्रेशन देखे हैं, जिसमें हमने एक्सप्लेन देखा है कि एक्सप्लेन वेरिएंस स्कोर कितना है। सर हमारा 99 है। सर हमारी एरर कितना है, मीन एब्सोल्यूट एरर कितना है, बहुत कम है। सर हमारा मीन एब्सोल्यूट परसेंटेज एरर 0.0390% है। सर जो हमारा एरर है वो बहुत कम है। और सर जो हमारी एक्यूरेसी है वो 0.99, मतलब 0.99, मतलब 99% हमारी एक्यूरेसी इसमें। सर ऐसे ही हमने लॉन्गिट्यूड को प्रिडिक्ट करा है बाय एसजी बूस्ट के थ्रू। सर हमने हमने यही चेक करा कि एवरेज एरर कितना है। सर इसमें भी एवरेज एरर है जो हमारा 0.0086596, बहुत ज़्यादा ही कम है। तो सर फिर से हमने इसके बेस पे भी हमने अपना एक ग्राफ प्लॉट करा है, जो हमारा स्टार्ट होता है 97.3 से हमारा वो जाता है 8.56 अप्रोक्स। सर इसमें भी हमने अपने मैट्रिक्स और एक्सप्रेशन को देखा है। सर इसमें जो हमारा एक्सटेंड वैल्यू स्कोर है वो पूरा 100%। और सर जो इसमें एरर आया है वो हमारा देख सकते हैं आप, मीन एब्सोल्यूट एरर कितना है 0.001226, और जो मीन एब्सोल्यूट परसेंटेज एरर है वो 0.103, मतलब बहुत माइनर हमारा जो एरर है। और जो हमारा R2 स्कोर है वो पूरा 100% है। Sir, if any query on the behalf of this PPT, contact me on this mobile number and email address. Thank you, sir. Sir, this is my first presentation. That's why sir, I have done.
Demo. Is there any demonstration?
Sir, actually, I don't able to open my file because my data IQ trial is over. That's why it is not open.
So how did you submit the task in technical?
Sir, before 21st, my data IQ free trial is working, and now it is for 14 days. That's why
तो
sir,
आपने ये शेयर कैसे किया?
सर इसको सर मैंने ट्रेलो पे शेयर करा था।
तो उसके अंदर कंफर्मेशन कैसे हुआ था उसका?
सर उस टाइम सर ये था, उस टाइम जब मैं ओपन कर रहा था तो ये ओपन हो रहा था सर, पर अब मैं इसको
आपने जब शेयर किया होगा तो किसी और ने चेक किया होगा ना, तो वो पब्लिक लिंक था क्या? कोई भी उसके ऊपर लिंक के ऊपर क्लिक करके जाएगा और आपका रिजल्ट्स देख लेगा?
यस सर।
Okay, it was something like that. Then even after your trial is done, it should work.
यस सर, यस सर।
वो लिंक कहाँ है?
सर ये लिंक सर डाटा आईक्यू का सर वो जो ट्रायल था सर वो ओपन ही नहीं हो पा रहा सर, फेल्ड बता रहा हर बार इस वजह।
तो अगर ऐसा कुछ है तो आपको उसका रिकॉर्डिंग करके रखना चाहिए था, राइट?
ओके सर।
ठीक है, चलेगा। देखो आपका एक्सप्लेनेशन अच्छा था, बट इट वाज नॉट इन डेप्थ। ओके। आपका जो फर्स्ट प्रेजेंटेशन है ये मतलब नहीं पड़ता, ठीक है? सबका फर्स्ट प्रेजेंटेशन है। Even it is first time conducting a presentation for me. Okay, I'm not doing this from years. Everyone is having that, but there are some things that you should take as a review so that you can improve yourself. Okay. देखो अगर आपने आज हिंदी में प्रेजेंटेशन दिया कोई बात नहीं है, बहुत लोगों ने दिया आपसे पहले भी, बट सबको मैं एक ही चीज बोलता हूँ कि आप कहीं से स्टार्ट करो, क्योंकि ये अभी आपका इंटर्नशिप का टाइम है। अगर आप ये अभी से स्टार्ट करो इंग्लिश में देने का तो बाद में आपके लिए अच्छा रहेगा, ठीक है? और इसका रीजन सिंपल है। देखो हिंदी में अभी देखो मैं आपको रिव्यू दे रहा हूँ तो इससे, क्योंकि ये रिव्यू सिर्फ आपके लिए, तो आई डोंट केयर अबाउट अदर इंटर्न्स इफ दे आर हियरिंग दिस रिव्यू। ओके, द थिंग इज वी हैव डिफरेंट इंटर्न्स फ्रॉम द डिफरेंट रीजन्स and not everyone understand Hindi. Okay, so make sure to use a common language that all of us can agree, all of us can understand, so that it is useful for them also. Because see, you went from or your entire presentation was step by step, what happens, what we do, how the data is there. Okay, but I don't think you understood how the data actually processes. Okay, about your actual model. So आपने अपने मॉडल के बारे में इतना नहीं बताया। अभी जैसे अभी आप एक ये चीज है, जैसे आपने Q&A लिया है ना इसके अंदर, you have said right Q&A. So मैं आपको क्वेश्चन पूछता हूँ, सपोज मेरे पास एक कार का लोकेशन है 4 व्हीलर। ओके, सपोज आई एम उबर ड्राइवर, ठीक है? मैं एक उबर ड्राइवर हूँ और बट मैंने कार कहीं और से ली है, किसी का रेंट किया है, और उसको प्रिडिक्ट करना है कि मेरा लोकेशन क्या होगा आज का, ठीक है? आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग दैट आई हैव अ कार and someone would like to predict what will be my future location of the car. I will give you data like my current data. What is my current data? Suppose my current data is 111.19 comma 112.13. Yes sir. This is my longitude altitude, right? And what it was. So what it is the data. So आपको और कौन सा डेटा चाहिए प्रोसेस करने के लिए?
यस सर।
सो डेटा कौन से टाइप करेगा, आप ये एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हो?
सर हमारा जो डेटा होगा उसमें हम बेसिकली तो ये देखेंगे कि हमारा जो कार लाइफ, जो हमारा आसपास की लोकेशन होगी हम वो बेस्ट करेंगे। जैसे हमारा जहाँ हमारी कार जो हमारी चलेगी वहाँ का रोड स्ट्रक्चर कैसा है, या वहाँ पर कितनी भीड़ है, या कितनी कैसे रोड है, कितना चौड़ा है, कितना पतला है, जिससे हमें पता चल जाए कि हमें अपनी कार के लिए ऐसी लोकेशन देखनी जहाँ हमने कार तो परचेज कर ली, पर हमें अपनी कार को संभाल के भी रखना है, और ये भी देखना है कि हमारी कार से किसी और को भी कोई दिक्कत ना हो, जैसे कि
What?
हमारे को।
दिक्कत की बात नहीं है, फ्यूचर लोकेशन है ना, मतलब मेरी कार की लोकेशन क्या होगी एट द एंड ऑफ द डे। सपोज मैं मुंबई में हूँ और मेरी कार पुणे में खड़ी है शाम को,
यस सर।
तो पुणे मेरा फ्यूचर लोकेशन हो गया ना, फ्यूचर का लोकेशन पुणे हुआ
यस
ना,
यस सर।
और मेरा करंट लोकेशन मुंबई है सुबह को।
यस
ठीक
सर।
है, तो आपको कैसा डेटा चाहिए कि आप उस डेटा को प्रिडिक्ट यूज करोगे प्रिडिक्ट करने के लिए कि मेरी कार पुणे जा सकती है,
सर
क्या
हमें
प्रोबेबिलिटी क्या है इसकी कि मेरी कार पुणे में होगी।
सर हमारी प्रोबेबिलिटी ये है कि हम मुंबई से पहले तो ये देखें कि मुंबई से ट्रैवलिंग का टाइम कितना है, ट्रैवलिंग का, कि हम मुंबई से
सो
अगर
तुम्हारे डेटा के अंदर टाइम भी रहेगा,
सर हमारा टाइम भी रहेगा ना, क्योंकि अगर
और
हमारा
डेटा के
टाइम,
अंदर दिखा सकते हो तुम्हारे पीपीटी के अंदर जो डेटा है उसको एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हो।
सर इसमें जैसे सर इसमें हमें को ये टाइम दे रखा था, जैसे
डेटा दिखाना।
सर ये जो हमारा डाटा है इसमें देखो सर, इवेंट टाइम स्टार्ट और इवेंट टाइम एंड दे रखा है, मतलब हमारा जो टाइम स्टार्ट हुआ था वो 6:16 मतलब 4:50 पे हमारा जो इवेंट था वो स्टार्ट हुआ था, और हमारा एंड हुआ 5:14 पे। तो सर उसमें हमारा टाइम एक मेन वो है कि सर हमारे को टाइम पता होगा कि हमारा कि यहाँ से मुंबई से पुणे जाने तक में हमारा कितना टाइम लगेगा गाड़ी को। तो सर टाइम इज़ वेरी इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट।
अच्छा ठीक है, तो सपोज मुंबई से पुणे जाने में 4 घंटे लग रहे हैं,
यस सर।
इमेजिन कर लो तुम्हारे
यस।
पास डेटा है कि ये लोकेशन से नेक्स्ट लोकेशन जाने के लिए 4 घंटे लग रहे हैं, तो वो पुणे होगा राइट।
यस सर।
बट सपोज मैं अहमदाबाद चले गया फिर सूरत चले गया, वहां पे भी 4 घंटे लग रहे हैं मान लो।
यस सर।
तो और सपोज तुम्हारे डेटा के हिसाब से 4 घंटे पुणे के हैं और 4 घंटे उसके अहमदाबाद के हैं, तो क्या
यस
प्रोबेबिलिटी है कि तुम बता पाओगे कि हमें पुणे में हो।
सर हमें ये देखना है कि हमें कहाँ, सर हमें ये भी देखना है कि पुणे में हमें क्या काम है, और अगर हमें सूरत या अहमदाबाद जाने तो हमें वहाँ क्या काम है। तो सर
क्या
हम
काम है,
सर काम के बेसिस पे भी हम अपने
तो
डेटा
यहाँ
को,
काम का डेटा कहाँ है।
सर इसमें तो नहीं है सर। अगर हम
देखो सुनो, आप ना डेटा समझा पा रहे हो ठीक है, बट आप कंफ्यूज हो जा रहे हो।
यस सर।
ठीक है, आपने जो भी कहा ना स्टार्ट टाइम एंड टाइम ये है, वो आप
यस।
सही बता रहे हो, बट आप थोड़ा कंफ्यूज हो जा रहे हो।
ओके सर।
अब जैसे स्टार्टिंग में बोल रहे थे कि मेरे पास कार है, हमको ये भी देखना चाहिए दूसरों को कोई परेशानी ना हो, ये
यस।
क्या बोल रहे हैं ये नई सेंस नहीं बना था ठीक है। तो
ओके सर।
उसको थोड़ा देखो और थोड़ा इन डेप्थ रिसर्च करो इसके ऊपर ठीक है।
यस सर।
ये
यस।
करो, अभी जैसे तुमने डेटा तो एक्सप्लेन किया ये, अब
यस
ये डेटा लासो रिग्रेशन में कैसे यूज हो रहा है प्रिडिक्शन के लिए।
सर लेसो में हमने क्या करा है, हमने लेटीट्यूड टाइम को स्टार्ट लिया है, लेटीट्यूड लेटीट्यूड स्टार्ट टाइम को हमने इसमें लिया है, ताकि हम ये देख सके कि जो हमारा बेसिक जो हमारा स्टार्टअप हो रहा है लेटीट्यूड से, कि हमारा ये जो भी हमारी प्रिडिक्शन है वो हम लेटीट्यूड से अगर हम ले रहे हैं तो उसके बेसिस पे हम बाद में लॉन्गिट्यूड स्टार्ट भी ले सकते हैं, क्योंकि हमारी एक बार जो एक्यूरेसी आ जाती है तो सर हम अपने बाकी के डाटा को एज साइड बाय रख लेते हैं।
एक्सप्लेनेशन के ऊपर थोड़ा वर्क करो, थोड़ा और इन डेप्थ रिसर्च करो इसके ऊपर क्या
ओके।
कैसे चल रहा है ठीक है।
ओके सर।
क्योंकि ये तुमने तो पूरा प्रोसेस बताया है फ्यूचर लोकेशन कैसे काम कर रहा है, बट उसका इन डेप्थ तो कुछ तुमने बताया ही नहीं। ठीक
ओके
है,
सर।
और फ्लो चार्ट के अंदर भी थोड़ा ये करो, बताओ अगर मॉडल के अंदर ये जा रहा है कुछ एक्यूरेसी मिल रही है तो मॉडल कैसे काम कर रहा है, वो एक्यूरेसी किस बेसिस के ऊपर दे रहा है ठीक है।
यस
अभी
सर।
जैसे मैंने बोला कि यार तुमने खाना खाया, तुमने बोला हाँ ठीक है
यस सर।
हो गया, बट मैं कैसे मान लूं तुमने खाया, तुम बोल रहे हो ना, प्रूफ कैसे करोगे।
यस सर। यस।
तो मॉडल बताओ ना क्या कैसे प्रूव करोगे, ये सिर्फ हाँ बोलते तो मैं थोड़ा ना मान लूंगा हाँ तुमने खाया है।
ओके सर।
ठीक है, थोड़ा इसके ऊपर वर्क करो। ये देखो तुमको मालूम है लेकिन तुम कंफ्यूज हो जा रहे हो।
यस सर।
ठीक है, थोड़ा उसको वर्क करो और ट्राई टू एक्सप्लेन इट इन इंग्लिश सो दैट अदर पीपल कैन आल्सो अंडरस्टैंड।
यस
ओके,
सर।
If you will work hard, you will certainly do better, because you are on right track. The way you explained was correct. It
Yes.
was not just in depth. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Have some more in-depth knowledge. Other than that, it was okay.
Okay.
And try to include the demo. If for some reason you can't, always make a screen recording and include that screen recording.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. Because we would like to confirm that you have done this task. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Because Q&A के अंदर तुम अच्छे से बता नहीं पा रहे हो, डेमो तुम्हारा है नहीं, तो हम कंफर्म कैसे करेंगे तुमने टास्क किया?
Okay, sir.
ठीक है, तो नेक्स्ट टाइम डेमो इंक्लूड करो. ये सोच के करो कि मुझे पीपीटी बनाना है, डेमो चाहिए रहेगा उसके लिए.
Yes,
तो
sir.
पहले ही तुम कर लोगे. अभी जैसे तुमने सोचा नहीं रहेगा तुमको डेमो देना है, ठीक है, इसीलिए तुमने बनाया नहीं स्क्रीन रिकॉर्डिंग. सोचा होता तो पहले बना लेते ना.
Yes,
तो
sir.
ये
Yes.
सोच के चलो हर एक चीज का रखो डेमो, और ट्रेलो के ऊपर भी अपलोड करो उसको बाद में, ताकि उसको हम लोग देख सके. ठीक
Okay.
है, ओवरऑल थोड़ा इम्प्रूवमेंट चाहिए, बट आप अच्छा करोगे.
Thank you, sir.
ठीक है, ओके. सो विल मूव ऑन टू नेक्स्ट पर्सन. दिस इज आकाश तलुकदार.
Hello, sir. Am I visible or audible?
Yes, you are visible and audible. Gaurav, please turn your screen recording off so that Akash can share. Try now, Akash.
Okay, sir. May I share, sir?
Yeah.
Thank you. Is my presentation visible, sir?
Yeah, it is visible.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I am Akash Talukdar from the Web Developer Group, based 16 February. Today, I am going to give presentation on data type, variables, operators. Let's start. Today, I have covered with these contents: first, introduction, advantages of JavaScript, data type, operators. After that, variables, references, my GitHub code link, and the conclusion. So let's start with the introduction. At first, we know what is JavaScript. Basically, JavaScript is a dynamic computer programming language. It is lightweight and most commonly used as a part of web pages, whose implementations allow client-side script to interact with the user and make dynamic pages. It is an interpreted programming language with object-oriented capabilities. Let's after that, we know advantages of JavaScript. It is less server interaction. You can validate user input before sending page up to the server, and this saves server traffic, which means less load on your server. Immediately feedback to the visitors. They don't have to wait for a page reload to see if they have forgotten to enter something. Increased interactivity as well as richer interfaces. After that, we start with JavaScript data types. Basically, JavaScript data types are two types: primitive data types and non-primitive data types. JavaScript primitive data types. Here are the data types, and in the right side, this description. The string represents sequence of characters. Number represents numerical values, and booleans is your value either false or true, and as well as undefined and null data types. Here is the non-primitive data types. Data type and descriptions. Objects represent intents through which we can access members. Array represents group of similar values, and regular expression represent regular expressions. JavaScript operators. JavaScript operators are symbols that are used to perform operations on operands. For example, variable sum equal to 10 plus 20. Here plus is the arithmetic operator and the equal to is the assignment operators. These are the types of operators in JavaScript: bitwise operators, logical operators, assignment operators, special operators, and arithmetic operators. We start with the bitwise operators. Here are the bitwise operator symbols: ampersand, bitwise and. After that, this is the bitwise or and bitwise or and bitwise right shift and bitwise right shift with 0. This is the logical operators. Here is the symbol of operator, and this is the description. This is logical and, this symbol is logical not, and this symbol is logical or. Assignment operators are here. This is assign operator. For example, variable a equal to 20, where a is a variable, and we assign the value of a is 20 using this operator. This is add and assign, and here is the example. This is subtract and assign. This is multiply and assign. This is divide and assign, and this is modulus or remind and assign. JavaScript special operators. This is the operator symbols, and this is the descriptions. So at first we start with this symbol. Conditional operator returns value based on the condition. It is filled like if else. Comma operator allows multiple expression to be evaluated as single statement. Delete operator deletes a property from the object. In operator check if object has the given property. Check if the object is instance of given type, and the new creates a new instance or object. Type of checks the type of objects, and void it discards the expression return value. And this checks generators iterator what is written in a generator. Now we start with the JavaScript variables. JavaScript variables also two types. This is JavaScript local variable and JavaScript global variable. At first we know about the local variable. A JavaScript local variable is declared inside block or function. It is accessible within the function or block only. After that, we'll know about local variables. This is the variable is accessible from any functions. A variable it is declared outside the function or declared with the window object is known as global variable. This is the references W3 schools, which has provided by Hackera Limited, and Geeks for Geeks JavaScript tutorials. These references are helped me to make this PPT or presentation. And after that, I am going to share a demonstration which I have done. This is my programming language or code. And after this, execute. We can perform here the operations like I will show you 9 plus 9. This is the answer. We can remove here, and I will show another operation. This. This is the GitHub code link of calculator my project. And after that, I will come with the conclusion that this is important because the specific data type we use to determine what values we can assign to it and what we can do it. This is to say to able to the operations with variables in JavaScript, it is important to understand the data type of any given variables. And this is the end of my presentation. Thank you everyone for listening me, and thank you sir to give me this opportunity. Thank you. This is the end of my presentation.
See, your presentation was good. It was short and simple, but I believe we needed more in-depth explanation. You
Okay, sir.
had symbols like what was the symbol? There were lots of symbols. Okay, but we
Okay, sir.
needed some kind of explanation on that. You can say that this is the symbol for equal, not equal to, but explain how it works. Okay.
Okay,
See,
sir.
imagine it like that. Suppose you have a teacher and he comes in, he says, this is the symbol, this is the symbol. You will not understand anything, right? You will not be able to use it. So always have some kind of proper explanation, okay, proper example to show whatever point you are showing in the presentation to explain it. Okay, it is okay to use a big example to explain multiple smaller things. Okay,
Okay.
it is okay to make it quick, but always include some kind of example to have a proper understanding of that topic. So I would say overall it was good the way you explained. It was step-by-step process. You covered everything, although it was not in depth, but you did cover everything. Uh, then you had reference for that, right?
Yes, sir. It is my first
Okay.
presentation.
So you had reference conclusion, and but you didn't had Q&A slide.
Yes, sir.
So include that next time. Okay.
Okay, sir. I will
Just
try to my
include it.
level best.
Yeah. Overall, I
Thank
would
you,
say
sir.
it was a good presentation, but include the Q&A slide next time. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So we'll move on. So that is Sudakshina Chakraborty.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you are audible.
Is my screen is visible?
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Myself Sudakshina Chakraborty from Web Developer Group. Today I am going to give presentation on data types, variables, and operators in JavaScript. I will cover in the presentation these mentioned topics in the contents. Here, the first one is introduction, advantage of JavaScript, then after that limitations of JavaScript, thereafter JavaScript data types and REST, JavaScript variable, JavaScript operators, references and GitHub code link, and conclusion. Let's start with the introduction. JavaScript is a dynamic computer programming language. It is lightweight and most commonly used as a part of web pages, whose implementations allow client-side script to interact with the user and make dynamic pages. It is an interpreted programming language with object-oriented capabilities. JavaScript was first known as LiveScript, but Netscape changed its name to JavaScript, possibly because of the excitement of being generated by Java. JavaScript made its first appearance in Netscape in 1995 with the name LiveScript. The general purpose code of the language has been embedded in Netscape, Internet Explorer, and other web browsers. The next advantages of JavaScript, or why we can use JavaScript. Less server interaction. This saves server traffic, which means less load on your server and immediate feedback. Increase interactivity. You can create interfaces that react when the user hovers. Rich interfaces. You can use JavaScript to include such items as an drag and drop. After that, limitations of JavaScript. Client-side JavaScript does not allow the reading or writing files. JavaScript cannot be used for networking application. JavaScript doesn't have any multi-threaded or multi-processor capabilities. Once again, JavaScript is a lightweight, interpreted programming language. Basically, JavaScript data types are two types. First one is primitive data type and the next non-primitive data type. Firstly, I can discuss primitive data type. String, it can represent sequence of characters. Ages hello. Number represents numeric values. Boolean represents Boolean value either false or true. Undefined represents undefined value and rest is null. JavaScript non-primitive data types. JavaScript non-primitive data types are object, array, and regular expression. Object expressions instant true. Array represents group of similar values, and regular expression represents regular expression regex. Here I can discuss JavaScript variable. JavaScript variable are two types: JavaScript local variable and JavaScript global variable. JavaScript local variable is declared inside block or function. It is accessible within the function, and JavaScript global variable is accessible from any function. And the rest JavaScript operators. There are different types of JavaScript operators: arithmetic operators, assign operators, type operators, logical operators, and bitwise operators. At first, start with the arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators are addition, subtraction, multiplication, exponentiation, division, remainder, increment, and decrement. Then assignment operators, assign operators, example x equal to y, then addition and assign operators, example x addition assign y, same as x equal to x plus y, and then subtraction assign operators, multiplication and assign operators, division and assign operators, remainder and assign operators. After that, logical operators. Logical operators are three types: logical and, logical or, and logical not. Type operators are type of and instant of. Type of works returns the type of a variable. Instant of works returns true if an object is an instance of an object type. And the last one is bitwise operators. Bitwise operators is called bitwise and, which is denoted by ampersand, bitwise or, bitwise not, less than 2 times bitwise left shift, greater than 2 times bitwise right shift, bitwise right shift with 0 greater than 3 times. Here is the reference of this presentation, and this is the GitHub code link of JavaScript calculator. Now I'm showing to my project, which I have done. This is the code. Yeah, it is working. Here is my conclusion. JavaScript is a wonderful technology to use on this web. It is not that hard to learn, and it is very versatile. It plays nicely with other web technologies such as HTML and CSS, and can even interact with plugins such as Flash. This is important because the specific data type we use to determine what values we can assign to it and what we can do it. This is to say, to be able to do operations with variables in JavaScript, it is important to understand the data type of any given variable. Thank you. So I have done.
Okay, again, overall, I would say it was okay. But again, you were just reading from the slide, you were not really explaining it. Or also in the demo, when you show a code, explain what is going on with the code. Okay, don't just say this is my code, and don't just enter numbers. You entered some number and we don't know what the conclusion or the demonstration was. Okay, try to explain why these numbers are being added, how this is being added, what are the properties you are using from the JavaScript to do that functionality. Okay, so I would say work on your explanation part, have some more in-depth explanation from the next time. The content you had was really good content. Okay, I would say the design was also good. Okay, but from the explanation part, it was not in depth. Have more in depth explanation next time. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we'll move on to next person. Is Dhokai Bhargavi.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, very good.
Sir, shall I share my screen?
Yeah, please. Please turn your camera.
Sir, my screen is visible.
Yeah, it is visible. You can continue.
Okay. Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. My name is Dhokai Bhargavi. I am from Cloud Computing Group. And today I am giving a presentation on setup an Amazon RDS instance. So let's start with presentation flow. What is RDS? What is required to get started? Different database types in RDS. Difference between RDS and database. Maximum database size. Advantages, implementation. So what is RDS? Amazon Relational Database Service or Amazon RDS is a web service that makes it easier to set up, operate and scale a relational database in the AWS cloud. Amazon Relational Database Service क्या है? वो हमें एक सर्विस प्रोवाइड करती है डेटाबेस क्रिएट करने की, जो हम इजीली उसको यूज करते हैं, ऑपरेट कर सकते हैं और उसमें अपने हम डेटाबेस क्रिएट कर सकते हैं. It provides cost-efficient, resizable capacity for an industry-standard relational database and manages common database administration tasks. वो cost efficient है और resizable capacity हमको देता है AWS RDS. Amazon RDS provides a selection of instance types. वो हमें इंस्टेंस चूज करने का ऑप्शन देता है कि हमको कौन से इंस्टेंस यूज करने हैं. Instant types comprise varying combinations of CPU, memory, storage, and networking capacity and give you the flexibility to choose the appropriate mix of resource for your database. हमको जिस तरह के डेटाबेस चाहिए वो उस तरह के हमें को देता है यूज करने के लिए, हम कैसे यूज कर सकते हैं उसको. What is required to get started? हमको क्या चाहिए Amazon RDS यूज करने के लिए? पहले तो हमें AWS का अकाउंट होना चाहिए हमारे पास. फिर RDS कंसोल में जाने के बाद हम उसमें डेटाबेस क्रिएट कर सकते हैं. डिफरेंट डेटाबेस टाइप्स उसमें हमें कमर्शियल में मिलता है ओरेकल और माइक्रोसॉफ्ट SQL सर्वर. ओपन सोर्स में मिलता है MySQL और MariaDB और क्लाउड नेटिव में मिलता है Amazon Azure. Aurora is the fastest growing service in the history of AWS. What is the difference between RDS and database? Amazon RDS is easier to set up, manage and maintain than running Oracle database on Amazon EC2. वो बहुत easily हमें उसको use कर सकते हैं, manage कर सकते हैं. Alternatively, running Oracle database on Amazon EC2 gives you more control, flexibility and choice. वो हमें flexibility देता है और choice करने के लिए देता है. RDS and EC2 can be used to build the database. RDS और EC2 दोनों हमें database यूज करने के लिए देता है. Secure environment that supports high performance applications and is scalable as well. If you don't want to manage and configure the database engine manually, then Amazon RDS may be more helpful. जो हमें मैन्युअली यूज नहीं करना वो हमारा डेटाबेस हो वो तो हम Amazon RDS यूज कर सकते हैं. वो काफी हेल्पफुल होगा हमारे लिए. Since RDS automatically manage time-consuming tasks such as configuration, backup, and patches, you can focus on building your application. Amazon है वो टाइम कंज्यूमिंग मैनेज कर सकता है उस अपने और बैकअप करता है हमारे लिए. The backup can be automated in RDS. AWS CloudWatch can receive alert with backup failures and completion and so on. The backup must be enabled by us here. हमें बैकअप एनेबल करना होता है AWS CloudWatch में. What is maximum database size? वो MySQL, MariaDB और PostgreSQL and Oracle RDS वो हमें 64 टेराबाइट की स्टोरेज कैपेसिटी देता है और SQL सर्वर वो हमें 16 टेराबाइट की स्टोरेज कैपेसिटी देता है. एडवांटेजेस AWS RDS हमें क्या एडवांटेजेस देता है? वो हमें एक डोमेन नेम और प्रिफर करता है. उसके 2 लेवल्स होते हैं स्केलेबिलिटी फीचर्स, वर्टिकल एंड हॉरिजॉन्टल. फिर इनपुट आउटपुट परफॉर्मेंस 2 टाइप्स ऑफ बैकअप होता है उसमें. ऑटोमेटेड बैकअप एंड पॉइंट इन टाइम स्नैपशॉट, ये इम्प्लीमेंटेशन है। मैंने माई इंस्टेंस एक क्रिएट किया है अमेजोन RDS में, फिर माई SQL का, फिर मैंने उसको मेरे माई SQL वर्कबेंच पर सक्सेसफुली कनेक्ट किया है। उसमें मैंने एक डेटाबेस बनाया है और उसमें एक टेबल भी क्रिएट किया है और उसमें ये मैंने वैल्यू दी हुई है। Conclusion: after this entire run through an AWS RDS, we can hence deduce that Amazon RDS is a powerful tool that provides cost-efficient, resizable capacity in a standard relational database and manages common database administration tasks with high availability, security, and compatibility of database. Anyone can I question then ask me? Thank you, sir.
I have a question. So, say I have a program that uses SQLite. Do you know what is SQLite? SQLite क्या है आपको पता है?
नहीं sir.
Okay. So, क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग AWS का मेन वर्क क्या है आपको पता है? क्यों यूज क्यों करते हैं इसको?
उसको हम अपने लोकल मशीन पर यूज कर सकते हैं, डेटाबेस और टेबल बनाते हैं अपनी लोकल मशीन पर, इसलिए।
क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग की यूज करते हैं आपको पता है?
नहीं सर।
AWS का यूज क्या है? AWS
वो
एग्जिस्ट क्यों करता है?
सर्विस हमें प्रोवाइड करते हैं AWS, हमारे साइट है या डिप्लॉय करने के लिए स्टोरेज प्रोवाइड करता है AWS।
आपको पता है AWS क्यों आया है? जब मैं उसको अपने लोकल सर्वर के ऊपर इंस्टॉल कर सकता हूँ, लोग एक्सेस कर सकते हैं, तो AWS की क्या जरूरत है मुझे?
नो सर।
ये तो यही होगा ना कि एक और बस रैंडम सा आ गया कि आओ हमारे पास डिप्लॉय करो पैसे, कुछ एडवांटेज होगा?
यस।
आपको बेसिक्स नहीं पता AWS और क्लाउड की, उसके ऊपर आप वर्क करो, ठीक है? आपने जो भी एक्सप्लेन किया आपने बेसिकली सिर्फ उसको पढ़ा है और एक्सप्लेनेशन पे आपने उसको सिर्फ ट्रांसलेट किया है, ठीक है? आपका इतना इन डेप्थ नहीं था। अभी जैसे मैंने पूछा कि अगर मेरे पास सपोज SQLite है तो अच्छा कौन कौन सा डेटाबेस सपोर्ट करता है RDS में?
माई SQL है, SQL, और मैंने जो इंजन दिखा है वो सब प्रोवाइड करता है।
ठीक है, तो आपको याद नहीं इंजन के नाम?
यस,
पांच ही तो
ओरेकल,
है,
माई, हाँ
पांच छह तो है
ओरेकल,
बस, ठीक है?
सर।
तो मेरे पास कुछ दूसरा रहेगा तो क्या करूँगा मैं? मेरे पास ये 6 में से कोई नहीं है, दूसरा कुछ अलग सा इंजन है मेरे पास, तो क्या करूँगा मैं?
उसका आइडिया नहीं है सर मुझे।
ठीक है, देखो जब आप कुछ एक्सप्लेन कर रहे हो, ठीक है, जैसे RDS हो गया, तो आप उसका एडवांटेज तो बताओगे ही ना, तो उसके साथ उसका डिसएडवांटेज भी बताओ, और डिसएडवांटेज को कैसे टैकल करेंगे वो भी बताओ, ठीक है? तो हम लोग उसको बोलेंगे कि हाँ एक प्रेजेंटेशन है, क्योंकि ये आपने जो बताया ये तो मैं बेसिकली अभी अमेजोन की वेबसाइट पे पढ़ सकता है। उसका एक्सप्लेनेशन क्या होगा? जैसे आपने बोला अच्छा फीचर्स बताना है RDS के, व्हाट आर द फीचर्स ऑफ RDS?
डेटाबेस क्रिएट कर सकते हैं अपने, और फिर उसको हम अपने लोकल मशीन पर यूज कर सकते हैं।
मेरा डेटाबेस डिप्लॉय कहाँ पे हो रहा है?
अपने लोकल मशीन पर।
लोकल मशीन पे, और मैंने लोकल मशीन बंद कर दिया तो डेटाबेस यूज हो पाएगा?
नहीं।
आप क्लाउड का कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं समझ पा रहे, ठीक है? आप उसके ऊपर थोड़ा वर्क करो, ये बहुत ही बेसिक चीज़ है, इसके ऊपर आप थोड़ा वर्क करो, ठीक है? अपना ज़रा नॉलेज इन्हेंस करो और थोड़ा इन डेप्थ एक्सप्लेनेशन करो। आपको बेसिक्स पे ध्यान देने की बहुत ज़रूरत है, ठीक है? आपने जो बनाया है आपने अच्छा बनाया है, बट अगेन ये बनाने का यही रीज़न है आपका, आपके पास देखो टेक्स्ट बहुत सारा है स्लाइड में, आप देख के बता सकते हो, ठीक है? इसका रीज़न यही है कि आप उसको देख के प्रूव कर लो, ठीक है? देखो आपने कंटेंट अच्छा डाला है, जो भी डाला है, ठीक है, मीनिंगफुल कंटेंट है, अच्छा है, थोड़ा इन डेप्थ और लो उसके ऊपर रिसर्च करो कि RDS क्या है, क्लाउड क्या है, AWS का यूज़ क्या है, यूज क्यों करते हैं, क्या क्या कर सकते हैं। अभी जैसे आपने कहा ना कि एक फीचर बता था कि इसके अंदर स्नैपशॉट ले सकते हैं, आपके प्रेजेंटेशन में है ये, ठीक है, तो स्नैपशॉट कैसे काम करता है, उसका यूज क्या है, फीचर्स क्या है, मतलब बोलते हैं ना बिहाइंड द सीन कैसे काम करता है। जैसे मैं काम तो कर रहा हूँ लेकिन वो मतलब बोलते हैं ना उसका वर्किंग इंटरनली क्या है जो कि यूजर को नहीं दिखेगा। तो एक्सप्लेनेशन हम लोग बोलेंगे तो वो टाइप का एक्सप्लेनेशन हमको चाहिए। ये तो आपने सिर्फ बेसिक एक्सप्लेनेशन दिया कि आरडीएस क्या होता है, डिफरेंस क्या होता है, फीचर क्या होता है, ये तो मैं डायरेक्टली गूगल पे लिखूंगा मिल जाएगा मुझे। बट जब आप एक आईटी कंपनी के लेवल पे बात कर रहे हो, ठीक है, तो देखो अभी जैसे मेरे पास एक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है। इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर देखो, अभी देखो क्लाउड क्या होता है, क्लाउड है क्या। अभी जैसे आपके पास लोकल पीसी है, ठीक है, आपने उसके ऊपर एक डेटाबेस बना दिया, उसके अंदर आपने डेटा डाला, आपके डेमो के अंदर दिख रहा है आपने डेटा डाला है। आपको जब वो डेटा वापस यूज करना है तो आप डेटा यूज भी कर सकते हो। बट अभी मैंने बोला कि अगर आपने अपना लैपटॉप बंद कर दिया तो आपका पीसी बंद, डायरेक्ट कोई डेटाबेस यूज नहीं कर पाएगा। तो क्लाउड का मतलब है कि आप लोकल सर्वर पे नहीं करोगे, बल्कि एक किसी दूसरे बंदे की, जैसे आपका एक सर्वर है और मेरे पास एक कंपनी है, तो आप मुझे बोलोगे कि आप एक काम करो, अपने कंपनी के अंदर मेरा डेटा डिप्लॉय कर दो, अपना जो डेटाबेस है मेरे कंपनी में बना दो, तो मैं आपके लिए अपनी कंपनी में आपका डेटाबेस बनाऊंगा। अब भले ही आपका पीसी बंद हो जाए, आप दूसरे पीसी से भी डेटा को यूज कर पाओगे, क्योंकि मेरा हमेशा चालू रहेगा 24 के 24 घंटे। ठीक है, तो एडब्ल्यूएस वही करता है, जो भी डेटा है वो उसके सर्वर के अंदर डिप्लॉयड है, वो हमेशा चलते रहेगा जब तक आप चाहोगे। तो आप उसको ले सकते हो कभी भी जब भी चाहिए तब। तो इससे क्या होता है, कंपनी के अंदर जब भी डेटा कुछ सपोज सर्वर बंद होगा तो कंपनी बंद हो जाएगी ना, बट एडब्ल्यूएस में रहेगा तो बंद नहीं होगा, क्योंकि एडब्ल्यूएस वाला क्या बोलता है, 99.9% गारंटी है कि डेटा तुम्हारा बंद नहीं होगा डेटाबेस। ठीक है, इसीलिए हम लोग एडब्ल्यूएस यूज करते हैं। और हमको और इनडेप्थ चाहिए, अभी जैसे मेरे पास अगर एक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है, उसके अंदर स्नैपशॉट हो रहे हैं, डेटाबेस बन रहा है, उसको रिकवरी हो रही है, डिलीट हो रहा है, कुछ भी हो रहा है, उसको बोलते हैं डिप्लॉय हो रहा है, उसको डुप्लीकेट कर रहे हैं, डिलीट कर रहे हैं, कुछ भी कर रहे हैं, तो उसके विद रिस्पेक्ट टू फीचर क्या दे रहा है एडब्ल्यूएस, ठीक है, उसको ईजी कैसे बना रहा है, तो हमको उस लेवल का एक्सप्लेनेशन चाहिए। ये तो आपका बहुत ही बेसिक लेवल का होगा, जो कि एक बिगिनर लेवल को चाहिए रहेगा, जिसका ये सिर्फ ये जानना है कि आरडीएस क्या होता है। दिस इज लाइक अ डेफिनेशन ऑफ आरडीएस। लेकिन हमको आरडीएस बोलते ना एक अच्छा सा प्रेजेंटेशन चाहिए कि आरडीएस काम कैसे करता है। आपको मुझे कन्विंस करना है कि मेरी जो एक कंपनी है जो कि लोकल पे चल रही है, उसको मुझे एडब्ल्यूएस पे लेके जाना है। आप ऐसे कन्विंस करो, सपोज अगर मैंने आपको एडब्ल्यूएस एज अ इंजीनियर जॉब पे रखा है, ठीक है, और मैंने आपको बोला कि मेरे पास ये इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है, ये सॉफ्टवेयर है, ये प्रोग्राम है, अब मुझे आप बताओ कि मैं क्या करूँ कि उसको एडब्ल्यूएस पर डाल दूँ। जब आपको पता रहेगा ये सब है तभी रहेगा ना। अभी सपोज मैंने अगर आपको बोल दिया कि अरे हमारे लोकल में तो स्नैपशॉट है कि वो 4 बार स्नैपशॉट लेगा, तो भले ही 3 बार हमारा डेटा डिलीट हो जाए, चौथी बार मेरे पास डेटा सेफ रहेगा। एडब्ल्यूएस ऐसा प्रोवाइड करता है क्या? मेरे पास यहाँ फ्री में हो रहा है, वहाँ कितना पैसा लगेगा, क्या होता है, ठीक है। आपको हमको उतने लेवल का ये चाहिए प्रेजेंटेशन, ठीक है। तो आरडीएस के रिस्पेक्ट में आप क्या बता सकते थे कि जैसे उसका इंटरनल वर्किंग क्या है, जो भी वो डेटाबेस सपोर्ट कर रहा है क्यों कर रहा है, जैसे मायस्क्यूएल कर रहा है क्यों कर रहा है, मायस्क्यूएल मायस्क्यूएल में ऐसी क्या खास बात है, ठीक है। और अगर वो डेटाबेस नहीं सपोर्ट करे, जैसे एसक्यूएल लाइट हो गया, आपने बोला नहीं मालूम, बट मैं भी करता हूँ क्योंकि आपको पता नहीं तो आपको नहीं मालूम, लेकिन अगर सपोज नहीं करता तो क्यों नहीं करता, और उसका अल्टरनेटिव क्या है। क्योंकि अगर मैं एडब्ल्यूएस में जा रहा हूँ तो मुझे ये नहीं चाहिए कि मेरा आधा चीज लोकल हो, आधा चीज एडब्ल्यूएस पे हो। तो अगर कुछ नहीं काम कर रहा तो आपको ये भी चाहिए ना कि वो उसका अल्टरनेटिव क्या है, तो आप वो भी एक्सप्लेन करो, ठीक है। तो एडवांटेज डिसएडवांटेज और डिसएडवांटेज को टैकल करने के लिए क्या कर सकते हैं, ये भी इंक्लूडेड होना चाहिए, और इंटरनली कैसे काम कर रहा है वो इंक्लूड होना चाहिए कि इसमें स्नैपशॉट है कैसे काम करता है, जो भी डेटा है उसका डुप्लीकेशन कैसे काम करता है, रिकवरी कैसे काम करता है, उसके यूजर्स कैसे बनते हैं, यूजर्स को क्या क्या हम लोग प्रोवाइड कर सकते हैं। ओके, तो ये सब लेवल पे चाहिए, ये बेसिक्स था। ओके, सो नेक्स्ट टाइम व्हेन यू आर गिविंग अ प्रेजेंटेशन आई वांट अ मोर इन डेप्थ प्रेजेंटेशन। ओके, बिगिनर लेवल के हिसाब से ये प्रेजेंटेशन सही था। ओके, आई वुड से इट वाज ओके प्रेजेंटेशन, इट इज नॉट अ बैड प्रेजेंटेशन, बट हमको और मतलब होता है एक इन डेप्थ प्रेजेंटेशन चाहिए।
Yes, sir, I will try definitely.
Yeah, so next time when you are do more in depth presentation. Okay,
Sure.
other than that I would say it was okay. The demo was also good. You explained everything in step by step manner, in easy manner, that is easier for understand to the new people. Okay, but have more in depth like okay. Yeah, so we'll move on to next person, that is Raju Jatani. Raju, please. हेलो राजू। Okay, we'll skip you.
Hello, sir.
Hello, Raju.
Audible?
Your mic is not working properly.
Show me, sir.
See, we don't have much time. Okay. You are raising hand from different account. You are speaking from different account. What is your topic?
Hello, sir. Now is it okay?
Yeah. What is your topic?
My topic is control structures of JavaScript.
But I can't see any control structure for you.
I have not presented the screen yet.
Sorry?
I have not presented the screen yet. I'm presenting it now.
But I don't have your name in the list.
Sir, actually, I have scheduled the presentation yesterday, as you said, but it has got to the different topic.
Then schedule again.
सर जो परसों मेल आया था ना उसमें डेट नहीं आया था.
हाँ तो वो नहीं हुआ है, वो शेड्यूल नहीं हुआ है. हाँ शेड्यूल नहीं हुआ है.
कल फिर से किया था लेकिन असाइन डेट आज भी किया था ना मैंने, तो उस टॉपिक पे ये आज शेड्यूल हुआ है.
बट डेट लिस्ट में नहीं है आपका नाम.
मेरे को तो मेल आया था.
आपके मेल के अंदर डेट लिखा है कुछ?
हाँ सर, आज का ही डेट लिखा है.
शो करना.
हाँ सर, 2 मिनट. सर स्क्रीन विजिबल है?
या
सही है. देख 30 मार्च आज के लिए शेड्यूल हुआ था.
It says we have received your request for scheduled presentation with request ID this, presenter is this. It doesn't say your presentation has been scheduled.
सर डिलीवर अ प्रोफेशनल प्रेजेंटेशन ऑन 30 मार्च लिखा है.
What is the content? We have received your request for this. Okay. But I don't think we have, because your name is not in the list.
So what?
Can you share your email?
Okay, sir.
Share your email in the chat. Let me just recheck. Okay, so I have your name for two list, that is data structure that you had given previously, right?
Yes.
So data type वाला आपने दे दिया है, और उसके बाद एक आपका वो हुआ है, वो है implementing Java web application, जो कि wrong है. ठीक है, तो आपका प्रेजेंटेशन शेड्यूल हुआ है बट वो गलती से हो गया दूसरे टास्क के लिए. ठीक है, आपका जो टास्क है उसके लिए नहीं हुआ.
इसे शेड्यूल करना पड़ेगा सर.
या फिर से शेड्यूल के ऊपर क्लिक करो, क्योंकि आपका जो पर्टिकुलर टास्क है कंट्रोल वाला उसके लिए नहीं हुआ शेड्यूल. ये बहुत सारे लोगों को गलती से गया है मेल.
सर एक्चुअली ये इसका टास्क मिला था मेरे को करने के लिए.
जावा वेब का.
हाँ,
जावा वेब का आपको नहीं करना है, वेब डेवलपमेंट टीम में हो ना
सर. जावास्क्रिप्ट के लिए लेकिन
जावास्क्रिप्ट के लिए ना, जावा वेब एप्लीकेशन के लिए नहीं है ना.
ओके सर.
सिक्योरिटी इन जावा वेब एप्लीकेशन आपको नहीं करना है, वो आपको इग्नोर करना है. ठीक है.
ओके सर.
सिर्फ और सिर्फ वेब डेवलपमेंट के टास्क के लिए करना है।
ओके सर।
ठीक है, चलेगा। अभी 9 बज गए आज, तो फिर आप फिर से कल शेड्यूल क्लिक करो। आपने अभी किया रहेगा तो वो आ जाएगा कल तक, नहीं हुआ कल तक नहीं आया तो कल कर लेना शेड्यूल। ठीक है, आज के लिए वी विल रैप इट अप। वी विल हैव योर प्रेजेंटेशन टुमारो फॉर ऑल द पीपल हु आर लेफ्ट। ओके, एंड Rajesh, fix your mic. Okay, was very good. Because it will be problematic when you are giving a presentation. Okay. Always join from one account. Okay, then we will wrap it up for today. I hope all of you had entered the general queries in the chat, and I have given, I have replied to everyone. So we'll stop for today. We will continue tomorrow. We will have your presentation, and people who are their presentation left, we will look into it what can be done. Okay. Then if you receive task from the different domain, you can just ignore it. Okay. Always do tasks that are related to your domain and cross check if they are related to your domain. Okay, then we will stop for today. Thank you for joining and giving your presentations.